Hello again, friends, and welcome to another fine edition of 151, where we're not ready to go yet. My name is Adam, and of course, I am joined by a man who... Wait, I gotta find the proper one for you, because I wrote out a couple of these today. What do you like better? Thanks Andre the Giant is short, or I'm joined by a man who had a cameo from Rick and Morty cut because it was, quote, too disturbing.
Oh, I'm definitely too disturbing for Rick and Morty.
All right, his name is Justin.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome to another fine edition of 151. My name is, of course, Adam, and this is a man who thinks Andre the Giant is short. I don't know why I reset, but it just felt right.
Right. And I am 100% ready to go.
Yes, now you are. Now you are.
I was working on material for the show because apparently you've recently implied that I don't do anything to contribute.
Implied I said you didn't do anything.
Yet I keep coming back.
We're 151. You can find us at 151theshow.com or thisstationswebsite.com. We hope that you subscribe to our and follow and like or whatever it is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show, and Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play, every other channel imaginable.
The passport to all of that, of course, is 151theshow.com or this station's website.
And, of course, we are sponsored by Skeleton Wine. You can find out more about them at their website, skeletonwine.com, or on their Facebook page at Skeleton Vineyards. You'll find links to all this stuff at the bottom of the page, no matter where you go. So this week on the show, or this time around, it could be 3 years. I don't know. That's usually how our record thing goes.
Right. Our release schedule has been a bit lacking. There's no doubt about that.
But this time around, we are going to be talking about video games.
Yeah.
Something that is pretty big with both of us, but we don't do a lot of shows on video games. I think we did, and mostly because I only used to play one video game.
Right.
And I have either a nose hair or a mustache hair that is tickling my nose, and it is driving me bonkers right now.
Well, I'm glad we talked about it.
Yes. Sorry, I keep going like this.
Right.
And it's not fixed. And by that, if you're listening to this, I itch my nose.
Right. It's fairly disgusting. He's about three knuckles deep.
Do you ever have you gotten to the age where you don't care if you pick your nose in front of people?
I don't think, there's a difference between picking and I
don't mean full-fledged.
Right.
But if you pull out a giant boog at this point,
right.
I had this conversation with somebody about Gold Bond.
Okay.
For your for your crotch.
Right.
At my age, I'd rather be comfortable than sit there with sticky sack.
Right.
Like, I will readjust myself in front of people, and I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's not to be rude. It's just I want to be comfortable.
Part of it's natural. I mean, yeah, and I think especially, thank you, with a mustache.
Yeah.
Or with a beard, there's more to do.
Yeah.
In this area anyway, but yeah, I mean, as far as that I'm not a pick. That's not a wipe. That's an itch.
Yeah.
Even a little of this, a little of that. No, it doesn't really particularly concern me where I'm at, what's going on. I mean,
but it is nice to get that booger out.
I'll do it.
Right.
In posterity here. Conceivably, depending on what YouTube's policy is, this could be up for all time. I don't care.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
My kid figured out picking his nose finally.
Right.
And we were up at my wife's folks' house, his grandparents.
Right.
And he picks this giant booger. He's like, ew. And then he goes over to their coffee table where they have like a towel or something. And he just wipes it off and just goes about his business. It's like, oh, we're raising a small animal at this point.
I told my 6-year-old the other day, I'm like, no matter how clever you think you are and no matter how successful someday you are, there was a time that you couldn't get through the day without pooping your pants. So, let's not get too big in our britches, shall we?
It's that meme of don't laugh at me when you help me fix technology. I taught you how to use a spoon.
Right.
So
exactly.
Well, this got off topic real quick.
Well, not really. I mean, I did get yelled at to get off the computer and off the games, quite a bit during my youth.
Yeah.
So,
What game? Okay, before we get to like just the current video games that we're kind of playing and all that kind of
Right.
stuff, what video game do you think you've legitimately spent the most time with? Like, if you were to go back and there, have the chart of
World of Warcraft.
Is it Warcraft?
Yeah, it's probably Warcraft.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a serious time investment.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever. I'm trying to think. Before the gap, I think was there a time when maybe around Lich King, that was before you were playing though, when the cap was like 70. So I think when the cap was 70, I hit 68 before, because I quit because I lost my fast internet connection. It became impossible on satellite, or too much latency. So I think I quit at 68, but I mean that was before you could get up to 30 really, really quick. I mean, that was a significant time investment and grind. I would say that's probably the single most game that I can actually track.
Yeah.
Maybe on the Nintendo, Mario 3, something like that, because of lack of options, I guess, for games. I think now I'm spoiled for choice that I've got stuff that I didn't finish because something new came out, and I hopped over to that.
Isn't that the worst? Like,
It
you
is.
kind of feel bad.
Right.
Because you bring up World of Warcraft, and I think in one of the shows we just recorded that, I haven't played since January.
Right.
I mean, that's a long time for me that I haven't been a part of this game in some
Right.
fashion. And it's weird.
I've got probably 80, 90 hours, something like that, maybe over 100 in Fallout 4.
Okay.
And circumstance and whatnot, I quit playing for a little bit. And now I have a significant time investment in the game. The sort of daunting task for that is, how do you get back into that? I don't remember where I am. I don't remember what I've got. I don't remember what, missions I'm on.
Yeah.
I've got DLC that I have no way, to access. I don't remember the mechanics of the game. I'm going to come in and be horrible at it.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to sacrifice, 10 to 15 hours, maybe more, before I'm even semi-competent to play the game again. That's hard, when I maybe knock out, if I really try, 2 to 3 hours a week, gaming.
Yeah.
Man, that's like a month and a half time investment just to get back semi-competent to start playing again, to knock out a few hours a week. I mean, that's daunting.
I fell into an old habit. We had to move the PS4 down here.
Okay.
Because my brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided to teach my son how to put discs in to put his movies in.
Yes.
And instead of gently putting the disc,
And
giving
allowing the motor to take it, yeah.
he forces it in as hard as he can, and it's aired out a couple times.
Oh.
And someone, I won't say who, doesn't care as much as I do.
Right. You'll have that.
So I'm like, screw it, I'm moving it downstairs where he
Right.
doesn't have ready access to it.
Right.
So I put the PS3 back upstairs. And like, he went over and was like looking at it and doesn't want anything to do with it now because it's not the good one.
Right.
So
works.
anyways, the habit I fell back into that because we'll put the kid to bed and then I pretty much say goodnight to my wife and I come down here and I play for like 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
And I've just been crushing Spider-Man.
Nice. See, and I just fall asleep on the couch.
Yeah. But no, so you, going back to the original question, World of Warcraft is the one you pressed.
I would say probably the biggest time sink.
Do you miss your character on that? Like, I was thinking about that the other day. I haven't played since January, like I said.
Right.
And my character, Calder, he's a mage. And,
Right.
part of me is like, man, I kind of feel bad for him. He's not, taking part, because we're getting to the time of year where, the Brewfest or whatever.
Wolpertinger.
Yeah. Which you got for me way back in the day.
Yeah, some more
The Halloween thing,
right.
Christmas and all
your
that.
special events.
That's always the stuff that I really look forward to. And I'm probably not going to do them this year.
Right.
So there's part of me that's like, I kind of feel bad.
Right.
Here I am. I get a PS4 and I dump him off like he's some ex-girlfriend. I think about him every once in a while, but
my character was named Kane, Khaenh.
Yeah, because you didn't have the proper spelling of it, or someone had already taken it.
Right, on that server. He was Night Elf Rogue. I like to think that while he would never enjoy the seasonal events because, one, he's a night elf rogue, so he's probably got no religion. I mean, the only religion he knows is murder. Oh yeah, Kane was a badass. And he would never go get drunk and out of control because he's got to slip around and kill a guy, maybe if he needs to. So I mean, death was always on his mind. He was iron control. So I like to think that he waits.
He found a spot and he's just
waiting.
Or is he living out his life right now? Like he has a life, and there's going to be some event that he comes out of retirement for.
I've always thought it was kind of cool, if it ever worked, that rather than using NPCs for stuff, as long as survival was guaranteed, how cool would it be to come back from like 6 months not playing World of Warcraft and your character has actually been used in like story,
that would be cool.
And all of a sudden you've got, suddenly I'm like 2 ranks higher and I've got this Valor medal and I've got more stuff in my my inventory. I've got like 30 gold for something that my character did while I was not playing him.
Or how about this? Like, since people all have different characters and stuff, let's say you pay Warcraft an extra $5 a month.
Right.
And you allow them to use your character for that kind of stuff. Where, one of my guys
they should give you a discount. And that's a character model they don't have to create.
Yeah, where he just, hey, this is where you go to get this quest, or he's the one who leads you on a thing, or whatever.
Your character, when you're not playing it, takes over NPC duties.
It's essentially the people that when they would. What was the programming that they would just put their character in and they go around and do stuff and just collect money real early on in Warcraft? You'd essentially leave your character on and it would go just mine stuff all day.
Okay, like having one of those but
I can't remember what it's called.
Right, it's a macro where they would go. Yeah, right.
I mean, why not?
That would be really cool. I mean, establish story for your character. Hey, Blizzard Entertainment, give us a call.
That'd be another great way. Say, okay, for $5, because I want to say it's essentially $15 a month, right? The subscription fee.
So for $20 a year, I can put my character in storage where he goes and is as active somewhere.
Yeah.
Or $1 a month. $12 a year.
Yeah.
He's active somewhere. They use the model,
and it's a good way to keep your account active.
Right.
I think we just stumbled across something. Like, we've never stumbled across something as good as this on the show.
Like, seriously, this is I mean, Kane could be out there somewhere involved in a story.
Yeah.
You come back, okay, so basically he's got some better armor, but your stuff's in storage. They don't take anything away from you. But he's been involved in, three major storylines. He's assassinated the Lich King, or whatever the current story is, something like that.
It's Battle of Azeroth.
Okay,
still in.
So he's a lieutenant, fighting for the Battle of Azeroth.
Yeah.
He's made some gold. He's got maybe some upgraded armor, and he's gained 3 levels since I left him. Boom.
What if they had like a report?
Right.
Of when you came back, like my guy Calder.
Right.
Hey, during your 6 months away, Calder went on these adventures. He's also married, divorced, and he's paying child support.
Right. Or Calder took a month and went fishing, and now you've got 5 levels in fishing that you never had before.
Yeah.
And here's a couple of your trophies.
Or he saved a small village, and you read the story about the village he saved or something.
And so... Okay, so that saved a village story. Yeah, you get that. So do 14,000 other people.
Yeah.
But it's a random name generator for the village, so everything's... I mean, that's an algorithm. That's so easily tweakable to implement. Blizzard, call us.
Wow.
Right? I would pay to get back on just to see what Kane's been up to. I honestly would.
That would be... I don't even know what to say. Like, at the beginning of this conversation, I thought, oh, we're going to talk about Spider-Man. Oh, we're going to talk about Red Dead Redemption. I'll probably say something. Oh, wow, I haven't played, World of Warcraft. But that would be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be
Blizzard. Call us.
Like, of all the ideas we've ever come up with on this show, this would actually be. Mm-hmm. Or what if it's like not even in-game stuff? It's like you're getting experience or you're getting gear or whatever.
Right.
But it's, it's not in game. Like no one else is ever going to see it.
Right.
It's,
Exactly.
Or here's another one you could do. You could have options of what your character wants to do while you're gone.
Right.
Like, hey, I really need him.
I just want to hang outside an ale house in.
Yeah, so he gets a bunch of drinking stuff, or the Brawlers Club.
Right.
Or, you know what? I want to go fishing for 4 months. I've been working it hard. I've been grinding and destroying people and fighting monsters and stuff.
Calder and Kane are going to go on a 4-month fishing expedition.
Yeah.
And they're going to hang out.
Yeah. Listen, I've got this much gold. I can have this much fun. You pay for, like in-game gold.
Right.
I think this is awesome.
This should be like the next major release.
Yes.
I mean, instead of just parking your character, generate some backstory. Like I said, the AI, the algorithms for this is pretty easy because you can reuse them again and again.
That, or you do a thing where your guy will be walking around as an NPC.
Right. And he doesn't have to give quests. He doesn't have to do anything. Just say, okay, I give permission for the model to walk around randomly on this server or in this town. Or better yet, you take him, okay, I'm on this server, and you move him so they come in and say, okay, well, we copy this guy over and we stick him on this other server that nobody's ever seen. So it's not going to be like, oh, one day the NPC came to life. No, it just is legitimately in use as background assets all the time, so that the guy that I saw this day drinking now is suddenly, whoa, he just rode in and saved my ass. You know? Crazy.
This is the greatest idea ever.
I think there's a lot of potential for it. Blizzard,
call us
151theshow.com. Right.
This is 151theshow.com. You can find us or no, it's not 151theshow.com. It's just 151theshow. You can find us on 151theshow.com.
We're on the web. We're not in the web.
Yeah, we're a part of it. This station's website.com. We're sponsored by Skeleton Wine. You can find out more about them at their website, skeletonwine.com, or on their Facebook page at Skeleton Vineyards. That's for finding us on the interwebs. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at 151 The Show. How much do I got to stall here? Oh, you just need some M&Ms?
I just need some M&Ms.
I like for the guy that I'm like, hey, do you want to grab something to eat? No, I'm fine. I'm good. Everything.
Well, you heard the alarm go off. I've been carrying around this toffee M&Ms since it was one of the, hey, vote on this flavor.
Nice.
I haven't tried it yet. It's really good.
Nice.
You want a couple?
Yeah, I'll take a couple. You're not going to die if I take these, are you?
Oh, no.
Okay. Anyways, you can also listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play, all those. Just look up 151 The Show. You should be all right. So, anyways, back to video games. I want to try this real quick.
Right?
That's exactly what it would taste like if you mix coffee and M&Ms together. That's pretty fantastic, actually.
I hope that people voted for that flavor. I hope that people voted for that flavor.
Yeah, I took these from you, and all of a sudden you're dying.
Right.
So.
It's because I'm choking on M&Ms.
Wow. I like how we had the greatest conversation we've ever had about a creative idea.
Right.
And then the show gets
Just
shut down by
it. Type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
You type 1 diabetes.
Break time. Yeah.
So,
anyways, back to video games.
There are a lot of options right now out there for gaming.
No.
But what I want to talk about, one of the coolest things I've seen recently is the guys at Origin, who's a computer manufacturer.
Yeah.
So they stuck a high-end PC, a Switch, an Xbox, and a PS4 all in one frame. Like they took the guts out of everything, hooked it all into one water-cooled system, and in one box you can switch like the HDMI out from your Xbox to your PS4 to your PC. You can run them at the same time. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Really? Mm-hmm. The coolest thing you've ever seen?
As far as gaming and hardware goes, yeah.
Okay. Nothing better than that.
No. I mean, the coolest thing I've ever seen was boobs for the first time, but I don't really think that's appropriate to get into.
It is.
Boobs.
Boobs. Boobs are awesome. Anyways, okay. That's interesting.
So, you haven't played Warcraft. What are you playing?
Right now, Spider-Man.
It's a great game.
I'm working my way through the DLC. We talked about it on Bag of Questions or something a few weeks ago. But making my way through that, trying to get all the... you know what I'm a little disappointed by? Everybody always made a big deal about the suits on this game. Like, oh, you got to collect all the suits and stuff. There's like 2 I wear.
Right. Well, because once you have the suit and you get the power, you can use the power with any suit.
I don't even use... You know what's funny? I don't even use a ton of the powers. I use the one that recharges my health, and that's about it.
That's basically what I do, too.
And maybe that's I'm not a very good video game player, and I need, help in that aspect.
Right.
There's just none of them that I'm like, okay, needed that. That one that shoots the web in every direction, that's kind of cool.
Right, and I think that just comes out of you and I are kind of the same when it comes down to... I will grind through a guy. If I can keep generating health, I don't need fancy tricks. I'll just keep beating on him as long as I have health.
Yeah.
So,
no, but yeah, I wear, like, suit-wise on the game, I like the one that Black Cat gives you. Mm-hmm. The one with the red eyes and stuff.
Right.
I like the black Far From Home suit. Mm-hmm. The stealth suit, I don't really care about. The one from the movie.
Right.
The one that it's the glowing green spider. It's a big time suit.
Yeah.
I really like that one. And that's about it.
I like the comic book. I like the animated one. The cel-shaded one.
I didn't even buy it.
Oh, it makes everything else look so photorealistic.
Yeah.
Because you look like a comic book.
Yeah.
It looks... Yeah. It's insane, the effect that it has on your brain.
Okay. I'll try it. I'll buy it.
It's really cool.
I like I should say this. I love the 2099 suit. Mm-hmm. I never use it.
Okay.
I don't know why.
It's kind of like why I'm with the punk one.
Yeah. See, the punk one I don't care about. The British,
I like it, but I never do it.
The British Spider-Man one, I think that one looks stupid. Mm-hmm. I really like the Iron Spider-Man from the movie.
Right.
I never use it.
Right.
But no, just in general, I really like that one. I had been playing, most of the year I've been playing Red Dead, though. Red Dead Redemption. I got sucked down the rabbit hole of YouTube and watched all the videos about it, where all the Easter eggs are and all this. I played through the story twice. Because the first time I played through it, I didn't know there was so much more. So I went back and I tried to do as much of the other stuff as possible. And then at one point I started playing the multiplayer or the
Red Dead Online.
Yeah. And sorry, but just not a fan. It's kind of the same thing every day. You go through and you do your challenges, you earn some gold, and then you try and go into Valentine and someone kills you over and over again. So you can't do what you want to do.
Is there a lot of griefing on that? I mean, is the online community made up of dicks?
A lot, yeah.
That's sad.
And if you don't have... It's funny, you know how in the story mode you get the different bullets?
Right.
Like, you have to progress through the levels to get access to different bullets and stuff. And if you don't have the good bullets, you just don't stand a chance.
I guess I've never understood the GM system on any of these games. I mean, Warcraft, all that, GTA Online, Red Dead.
Oh, by the way...
why don't you just have a group of players that are marshalling it, basically, put them in as marshals, and when they see somebody being a dick like that, they just, in real time, shoot them and take them out.
You know what? I think you can have a posse and stuff in that. I didn't get too much into that. But...
Right, but, I mean, these would be, like, actual GM-powered, people working for the game company to moderate that stuff. Just when you see it, take it out.
Yeah, I can
real
see
time.
That. Or make that make that some kind of like daily quest, like an everyday daily quest. Be the sheriff or something, where the game recognizes that there's somebody being an a-hole.
Right. So you go deal with those reports.
Yes.
so and so has done this.
This guy,
there's a bounty now. Go kill him.
Well, yeah, that's what essentially what
Right.
it does. It puts you press charges against somebody,
Right.
So then but that's not a bad thing. Where maybe it does. Maybe I've just not been playing it right. But it's boring, and there's some of the games that are kind of fun, like the. Like where you play against players type stuff. There's one where you ride a horse and you try and grab capture the flag and that kind of thing. But it just overall, it's kind of like, I didn't have as much fun with that as I did the actual story.
Right.
So, yeah. But yeah, Spider-Man, that's a great game.
It is a great game.
So much fun.
I'm going into fall with my work. What always happens is as it starts getting lighter or starts getting darker earlier as we're going to head into fall here, I know that I'll probably start traveling with my PlayStation a little bit, because I'll have some evenings where I'm stuck in a hotel room where I can't do anything, where I'll pick everything back up, because I tend to do a lot of driving to get to my place to place in the evenings when it's still light out.
Yeah.
So I can get there earlier the next day and spend less time overall on the road. But when I'm stuck and I can't do anything, then, I start traveling. I'll pick that back up. I'm still, the only thing besides, I played a lot on the Switch, which we can get to here. But as far as like AAA games, I'm still working my way through Kingdom Hearts with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's never failed that every single Kingdom Hearts game that we've gotten through, there is such a disparity between the main portion of the game, where you're going around all the Disney worlds and you're doing all that stuff, and then suddenly you get to the end and it's 3 times as hard as it's ever been, right? Yeah. And you kind of travel out of that Disney content into, like more of the Final Fantasy style Japanese RPG gaming. And I get my ass handed to me like every time, like to the point that there's been a couple times where it's been like, okay, honey, why don't you go to bed? And then I spend 3 hours, trying not to throw the controller across the room to get past this part, because what you needed to get through the story, skill wise or equipment wise, and what you need to go suddenly, it just there's a plateau and then it goes like this.
Yeah.
So right now we've traveled and done most of the worlds, and I'm trying to, for the first time, go around and grind out some of this extra content, so that I can actually finish one of these games on the first run through. Because either this game, as easy as it's been, I feel so far to get to where I'm at, either the in-game content is pretty easy, and it's going to be okay, or I'm just going to go in and get obliterated, in front of my daughter repeatedly until I go figure this out. So I'm actually trying to prep in advance for the first time. But I think we've spent 6 evenings like going around and collecting all the hidden Mickey emblems so I can get the ultimate Keyblade.
I don't know what any of that means.
I'm wasting a lot of time trying to get stuff that may or may not be important to the end of the game.
One of our mutual friends who plays Pokemon Go will say stuff to me. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what he's talking about most of the time anyway. It's all Pokemon, beard, air fry, beard, air fryer, Pokemon. I mean, I hope Tony someday offers me an air fried bearded Pokemon.
Ooh, there you go.
Right?
Yeah.
You combine all those interests.
But
I love you, buddy.
He needs to come do this sometime.
We really do. We probably should have called him today. If he can get his butt out of bed.
I can just tell him, hey, there's some rare Pokemon in my basement. You should come and catch it.
You should come in here.
I need you to catch this thing.
Right. Get him to sit here. Get him to sit here while we do it. Well, and he could tell us all about Pokemon
Yeah,
Go.
but he's the type of guy. He's older than we are. He's got the bracelet that just automatically catches Pokemon when they comes across them.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Dude.
That's not a Survivor Man bracelet he's wearing.
Dude.
That's a Pokemon something or other. Anyways,
You're a grown man. Have some respect for yourself.
keep your nerdom to your basement like the
Wow.
rest of us.
So, well, it's so much fun making fun of him while he's not here.
I know, right? So he can't defend himself. Yeah, perfect. I love it. Getting back to the video game stuff, the one thing I did want to bring up with Warcraft, apparently GM Island is going away.
Really?
Yeah, when you said GMs in Red Dead, I saw an article or something about it that it's not a thing anymore. Never mind.
Where do they hang out?
I don't know.
Is there like some coffee shop in Stormwind where they're just all you gotta?
I don't know.
They're among us. We just don't know.
Probably there might be a GM in here. What if we are playing a video game? What if there's two controlling us right now, and we're like in The Sims or something?
No, I don't want to go down that metaphysical rabbit hole.
Now we're gaining points. Like the conversation we had a little bit ago with the Warcraft stuff is gained a million points or something.
We just actually unlocked a new talent, something like that. Yeah.
Or how about this? How about you can control our health a little bit better, so the doctor doesn't look at my blood results and go, "Huh, not as bad as I thought."
Yeah,
you're doing a pretty job on that.
I've got a type 1 diabetes buff on me right now. I'm taking constant damage from.
Curse.
Go get me a potion, you.
I know, right? Yeah. So that's kind of the world of video games, right? Is there anything else you want to add? I mean,
I haven't figured out what Nintendo's doing yet.
I haven't played. Okay, the last time I played Nintendo. Oh, I know what question I was going to ask you.
Okay,
I'll get to it in a second. But
okay.
With Nintendo, we had one of the Super Nintendo things, the little ones that's got all the games on it, and my son thought, oh, he's going to start getting into games. He wanted to start playing. Here's how he plays a game. He goes through, chooses a game, watches the open. We try to play a level, and then he resets it. He starts playing, going through. And he'll
rage quit?
No, he doesn't rage quit. He just goes to another game. Starts it, plays it for 30 seconds, resets, and does it again.
He's sampling.
And then he'll keep wanting to go back to game. And then he'll let me play a game for a little bit.
Right.
And he'll watch. And then he'll just reset it in the middle of it.
Nice.
I'm like, oh. Like that thing has Mega Man X on it. I love Mega Man X. I love the Mega Man series. Like, so I started taking pictures of the code screen so I could just reset.
Right.
So he'll be going along, and then he'll just reset it in the middle of it. I'm like, you little son of a bitch.
Right.
Anyways, the question I was going to ask you about that I thought of a second ago, when's the last time you actually did throw a controller? Like, really throw one?
Kingdom Hearts 2, trying to finish that thing up.
Okay.
I didn't throw it, but it was very... I mean, I made the motion. It was only a squeezing of the hands that prevented it from flying out. I haven't done that in years.
Okay, when's the last time you legitimately threw a controller and for what? Because I can tell you mine.
Well, you broke it, didn't you? You broke it in half.
That may have been a different... Maybe not.
Okay.
There, I think it was either last summer or the summer before, I randomly broke out the PS3 and was trying to see if any of the Call of Duty multiplayer thing was on. And they were. So I started playing. And I did all right for a little bit. And then there was one game where I couldn't buy a win. I couldn't buy 30 seconds in the game to run around to save my life.
Right.
And this dude kept killing me over and over again. And I don't remember why I got so mad at it because, listen, I've had games like that before, right?
Right.
And I don't know what came over me, but I took that controller and I threw it as hard as I could across the room. And, like, it broke.
I think Call of Duty multiplayer is going to be the last time I threw one, too.
And it was bad. It's not quite as good as my buddy Sabo. I taught him how to power slide.
Happy birthday, Sabo.
Yeah, months ago at this point, but... No, it is today, but by the time...
Right, by this time, yeah.
I taught him how to power slide on Mario Kart 64. Never beat him again.
Bastard.
I know. And there was one time I got so mad. I took that controller and I started slamming it into the ground. Like, just shattered it.
Yeah. If it wasn't Call of Duty, it was probably a blue shell.
Yeah.
That's I mean, yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting when you think about that. Now, it's one thing to pitch a controller, and I mean, corded NES controller was one thing. A $65 PS4, you know, Bluetooth controller is something else. Imagine the poor bastard that throws down his Switch.
Jesus, that's bad.
It is bad.
I will have you know, though, the PS3 controller I broke, I fixed it.
Good.
I, like, tore it all apart and salvaged parts from the other controller that doesn't work and, like, put it all back together and got it to work again. So, just saying. Did a little surgery. I wonder how many people out there have had to do surgery on their controllers after they've smashed them.
Probably more than it would admit.
That are willing to admit it.
Right.
So, all right.
Well, because, I mean, my wife will walk in the room when I'm getting frustrated and say, if it's not fun to play anymore, maybe it's time to take a break. You don't want to be the guy who smashed a controller.
No.
You don't want to be the guy that, you know, throws one in front of his 6-year-old.
No, but it happens.
It does. It's just... Sometimes, yeah, you're right. It's not fun to play anymore. It's become a challenge, and I have to win.
Yes, at this point, yes.
Right.
That is it.
The system and the game have personally offended me, and
you're going to die.
Yeah, I'm going to kill it one way or the other.
Awesome. All right, that do it for today?
That's going to do it for me.
All right, friends, this has been another edition of 151. We're sponsored by Skeleton Wines. You can find out more about them at their website, skeletonwine.com, or on their Facebook page at Skeleton Vineyards. That's for us. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. Please like, follow, share us, do all that kind of cool stuff, and spread the word. If you want to find us online, 151theshow.com or this station's website.com. We're on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play, and every channel you could ever imagine. So, cool. We can't end without a shameless plug.
Cue the music!
All right, this is the part of the show where we essentially shamelessly plug something. It doesn't matter what it is, we just shamelessly plug it.
Something we like and we think you should like as well.
Yes, so it's my turn, right?
It's your turn.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, I had to make a trip up to...
Unless we want to shamelessly plug these toffee M&Ms.
We did. They're good, though. I'm not going to lie. They are really good. You see that picture right there?
Yeah.
Let me see that for a second. So a few weeks ago, there was a article about. There was. He just, in case you're just listening, he just rolled some M&Ms towards me. A few weeks ago, I made a trip up to a place called Brandon, Iowa. Right. Do it there.
If you're not, if you're listening to this, in addition to the M&Ms, he just showed a picture.
Yeah, this is going to be like a 3-pronged shameless plug because this isn't the exact shameless plug. I just wanted to. Anyways, I road tripped up to this place, and the vehicle I took, in Brandon, Iowa, home of Iowa's largest frying pan. Really nice people up there. That's one part of the shameless plug. Go see these people. So I go up there, and it's from where we are in Des Moines. It's about a 2.5 hour drive, right?
North Central, or where are they at?
I'm trying to remember exactly. You know where Cedar Falls is?
Yep.
It's like northwest or northeast of there.
Okay, so northeast Iowa.
Yeah. It's not quite Lawler, but it's in the area. So, anyways, I drive up there, and the vehicle I take, because my truck ain't gonna make it, I'll just be real honest. The vehicle I take up there, it has Sirius radio.
Okay.
So I start flipping through. I find the Radio Classics.
I love that channel.
Okay.
I have that. I like the Bob Hope stuff.
Okay. No, and that's where I'm going with this. So on the way up, I listened to a couple random things. Right. Nothing that really grabbed me, but it was different and it was interesting to listen to, okay? On the way back, I catch something called Johnny Dollar. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. So Johnny Dollar, what they did was, back in, the 50s and stuff, Johnny Dollar was this, he's an insurance investigator.
Okay.
And at first glance, you're kind of thinking, that sounds dumb.
Well, that's a plot to, God, that Steve McQueen movie, the Thomas Crown Affair.
Yeah.
Insurance investigation used to be a big thing.
So Johnny Dollar, it's yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Okay.
And it always starts with a telephone call, and it's Johnny Dollar. And hey, Johnny, what's going on? Hey, what's going on?
Very noir-esque.
Yeah. And the episodes with Bob Bailey are the ones you want to concentrate on. There was a little hiatus and stuff. I've done my research, but Johnny Dollar.
Apparently so.
You can find the full episodes on YouTube. And what I've started to do, since I don't have Sirius, is I've started to run them off, and I listen to them.
Nice.
Off my phone or whatever. And I'm completely hooked on this show called Johnny Dollar.
From what, like 40s, 50s?
It started kind of in the 40s. They had a couple people different do. It's kind of like Bond, where they had different guys be Bond. And Bob Bailey is from.
So this is pre-TV, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what it started out as, it was like a half-hour show or something like that, and then they changed it to it was I forget what the length was, but it was every night.
Okay.
And on YouTube and on what they did on Sirius was they combined it into one thing. So for like 2 hours you listen to nothing but Johnny Dollar. So it's just him going around and talking to people and doing, it's radio theater.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's so good. Like like I said,
it's kind of a lost art when you think about it.
It really is. And listen, I'm in radio. I'm a radio geek. I love radio.
Right.
I mean, there's a reason I do a podcast where we just talk.
When you told me you were listening to Sirius, considering your connection to terrestrial radio.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Sirius for a reason. I'm all over the country. I'm driving. I don't fly very many places. I drive.
Yeah.
I spend days and days and days and days in the truck and trying to find local stations as opposed to having something that I can leave it on.
Yeah.
That's the reason that I have it. So when you start talking about, hey, I found this thing on Sirius, I'm like, are you okay?
Well, it's not that, like, I don't have Sirius.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a show called Coast to Coast AM that do the same thing. I'll listen to it off YouTube. And it's just because it's something different. But this Johnny Dollar thing, it's such a lost art. And it's so different than what's going on nowadays for entertainment, right? And it kind of fits into the podcasting world where it's, it's all audio. It's theater of the mind. It's, that sort of thing. And it's
the only people that I know of that are still doing is the BBC still runs quite a bit of those kind of stuff over in Great Britain. Yeah,
and they there's a few stations around here that they'll like news stations on the weekend that they don't have anything else going on, or they don't want to run the rerun of the news for the 100th time, so they'll run a radio special like Gunsmoke or something like that. There's a couple stations out of Cedar Falls that do it, I believe. I'm not for sure, so don't quote me on it.
Maybe we should get somebody to pick up the 151 show.
Yeah, exactly. We'd have to do it a lot more.
Right.
Other than every 4 or 5 years.
Right.
True. But no, if you get a chance, and this shameless plug kind of went a little long here, but if you get a chance, look up Johnny Dollar on YouTube. Once you get past the whole thing of, oh God, I'm listening to something from the 40s. Because you have to kind of get past the whole kind of ridiculousness of it, of people doing sound effects in the background. Once you kind of get past that, it's so damn good.
Put on a Bob Hope movie and invite a 6-year-old over to go, what's this?
Yeah.
Believe me, I've been there.
Yeah, so it's just, I've had a lot of fun with it, and I really enjoy it.
I'm glad.
So,
Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. What is it? The man with the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance
insurance investigation.
Yeah, it's essentially like that, and it's like that every for every show. And there's the production, and there you go, Johnny Dollar. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar for Tide. Get your stuff clean with Johnny Dollar and Tide.
You want a cigarette? Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
But it's all that kind of stuff.
Now, 9 out of 10 doctors recommend these Marlboros for your health. Nothing's as satisfying as a Winston.
Hey, Jim, what's going on? Anyways, all right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks a lot for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.